All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Saiki K, Season 1, Episode 1.
It's a new show.
Yes.
Yeah,
And like, this is one that I've heard people saying, like, you need to watch this for a very long time. But, you know, just, we haven't.
We haven't gotten around to it. But now we are.
Indeed.
This is a show that is very, very legendary in certain circles. It's one that I believe has been like recommended to us since the beginning of the channel.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I didn't look into the reason why it was shown as being like well over 100 episode show. And the reason why was because those episodes were really, really short. Really short. To the point where all I needed to do was go check Netflix and see that it actually only has like 50 or 60 episodes at total, and a lot of those are specials and original net animations.
Yep.
So you know, actually,
there really wasn't a reason to not watch this show.
It's not that long at all.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, yeah. This is a show where, you know, its full name is The Disastrous Life of Saiki K. But it's like, what is this? Because there's obviously the psychic, you know, joke in the name, kind of. But also, he's not human. He's got little wee things.
More importantly, he has pink hair. You know, so yeah, like what kind of antics come about because of that? Because if it's a dedicated comedy, that makes me think it's like a school life kind of just antics, right?
Just a sitcom of sorts.
Yeah, which I mean, okay, I'd totally be up for that, but like, how would they do it, and how would the psychic powers or whatever come into play? And
is there any remotely any kind of action in this, or is this primarily just a, you know, I'm reading everyone's minds and
or like some slapstick action every once in a while, you know?
Right. Yeah. Or on some level is Saiki K, I'm guessing the main character, is he not necessarily, you know, going to fit in, not just because he's psychic, but because maybe he's not even human or something.
Or he escaped from a secret robot testing facility where they awakened his powers.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Does everyone know that he's psychic?
Right. Yeah.
These are all questions that are very much, you know, proposed by just the cover of this anime. So, yeah. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. Guys,
oh my god,
I don't know what we expected, but it wasn't this.
Yeah,
this is we only expected the tip of the iceberg of what this show was.
Oh,
I was having trouble breathing this episode.
Well, and just keeping up with everything that was happening.
Right.
Because
things.
He's reading people's minds while they're talking, and there's jokes going on in both. I felt like I was only able to get maybe like 60-70% of like the material here. Like, it was...
Can you imagine how hard it would be to dub this shit?
I mean, okay, the dubbing I feel like actually would be pretty easy because you just overlay the, like, you just record multiple things for like the one scene and the one character because it's their thoughts, and then like
totally. But I'm talking about how fast everyone's talking. Also, we have freaking Araragi as our main character's voice, which is so good. Yeah. So good. I mean, that's perfect because the voice actor is phenomenal. But just the idea that he's in another anime where he has to then voice act very quickly.
Yes.
Like, he has to be giving really snappy dialogue.
Snappy, witty dialogue and commentary on what's going on, which I am all for.
Right.
The way that they decided to take these psychic powers, I absolutely love it. Like, it feels reminiscent of some of the stuff with like Mob Psycho, you know, of like, hey, just because you have all these powers, that doesn't mean your life is easy, right? The real stuff comes from all the other struggles, right? And from a narrative perspective, that is way more interesting, right?
It's way more interesting.
Because it is not about whether or not, you know, he can do stuff with psychic powers. It's about how he integrates, right? And we have a bunch of other characters that are...
A bunch of dumbasses in this cast. Oh my god.
And their dumbassery is on full display.
Oh yes.
Like,
this is just the only wish fulfillment thing about the powers side of this here is that our main character is a genius because of his psychic powers in a lot of ways. And thus, that he gets to kind of lovingly look down upon all these insects running around him.
He can be aloof and all of that because he is privy to all of their quirks
nonsense.
and idiosyncrasies and nonsense.
Oh.
And
oh my god. But I love that immediately we draw upon the problem of, no, you think I had everything, right? And it shows him with like the sports car, the money, the model and all that, and all the people like paparazzi and stuff. He's like, no, that's not true.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
It has been taken away from me.
Yes.
Like, the way there was like that.
For the family.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
But like the almost petty energy with how he's like, my life is shit, you know, right? Like I loved that. I loved that so much because it's in a way showing us his quirk and you know, and nonsense as well, right? Because I mean, yes, he
has to find happiness in the simplest of pleasures, otherwise there's nothing.
Right.
So he's like, my coffee pudding.
Yeah. So
yes,
decadent, it's almost sinful. And then he breaks all the windows. Yep. The whole bit with his parents, that was,
oh my god,
that was something.
I'm so glad we got to see them when they were when they first had him though. That was so important.
That was super important, but it's also something where if you think about it, because
it's really sad.
Well, it's really sad, but also if each scene or skit basically is like one of the like 5-minute episodes basically would have been, you know, from the original airing and stuff. This is a very fast way to introduce us to the characters and the situation because we're able to show the parents while at the same time showing how his powers developed, right?
Yeah.
A bit of his childhood, and then we can cut to the present and be like, this is all probably as an indirect result of his powers, right? The fact that his parents are fighting, I mean, yes, it's because they also have their problems, but it's probably also because they were so understanding of their child being a psychic, but then certain things started getting easier. So the dad suddenly is like, hey, yeah, I can't do anything without you, son, because you can make everything trivial.
Right.
And also, we can't communicate to save our lives with each other.
Because we never had to practice because the kid could be a third point relay for our innermost thoughts, basically.
Right, and then suddenly, magically, it's all solved, right?
Right, so then
still
when he
super
leaves,
dysfunctional.
Yeah, so then when he leaves, he's no longer a crutch for that kind of shit.
Uh-huh.
And they start probably, I would say, doing these fights at each other on some level because they're so frustrated at the other person's lack of desire to connect. Therefore, it becomes a form of like self-entertainment of sorts to be able to say all this.
Self-entertainment?
Because they could probably get away with it before when he was helping them translate, oh, she's meaning this because she's thinking this, and he's thinking this. And they're like, oh, okay.
And it's also probably a bit of a cry for help to their son to basically be like, can you fix this, please?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Because while the whole telepathic relay was just the way that he solved things this time,
right?
Because this was not set up as like this is a particular event. It was this is the bread and butter. This is basically just another day in the disastrous life of Saiki K.
Right.
So, you know, even if it plays a bit differently every time, it's more or less going the same way.
Right. And this sets up a lot of ways in which they can have repeat humor scenarios, but slightly deviate from things.
Yep.
And then you get the whole sitcom scenario here. But also it gives us a lot of info about Saiki himself, Kusuo, is that he kind of puts up with this for the most part because, well, he's not a bad person. And this is the thing. He makes a point really early on. He's like, I could have gone to the dark side.
Right.
But my mom literally saved me from that because she is a genuinely sweet person on the inside.
I don't know how...
If you look at her on the outside, you definitely wouldn't think that. But, you know?
She's different now, but, you know, back then,
Back then, it helped a lot because... You can just imagine what this little shit would have been like, because we saw him in kindergarten. Imagine him going through puberty at like 12 and 13.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
World, look out. You know?
That would have been terrifying.
Also, by the way, I absolutely adored the whole thing of like, okay, I need to keep my power secret. All right, fine, cool, yeah. But the reasoning of why is because he ended up winning at rock, paper, scissors, not even because he was necessarily trying. You could just hear their thoughts, right? So it's just okay, you know, and he keeps going.
And he makes bets with them to get all the cool stuff, you know, the bike, the soccer ball, you know, all that stuff. Yeah.
And then the teacher ends up being like, hey, why don't you share? And he's like, no, because he's a little kid. He doesn't want to share.
Shit. Yeah.
And then she ends up getting some...
You rock, paper, scissors with me.
Yeah.
If I win, you have to share it. And it's like, that's a wonderful, wonderful little way to appeal to the kids.
Yeah.
Very basic, you
Right.
know, logic centers.
But
then the fact that, no, he's literally undefeated in rock, paper, scissors.
She ended up trying to
beat
beat him and then just left the school.
Oh, no, first she went so insane that she wanted to kill the kid.
No. When I said try to beat him, not at rock, paper,
Oh,
scissors.
right.
She got to the point where she tried to beat him
This is an
with her
adult's
hands.
rock.
Yeah. Holy shit, that was... Like, as far as a way to balance, like, comedy and lighthearted stuff, of like, yeah, he's beating everyone at rock, paper, scissors, and they're super frustrated to, like, oh, God, you know? But because he has all these crazy psychic powers, it's no problem, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, all right, since then, he has tried to hide his powers. Now, his powers are so great that he hasn't really progressed with using them. They were just, he had raw thought teleportation to a place that he can't see to go get Mirin, and then also had enough raw telekinesis and teleportation powers that he didn't literally have to lift them. He just basically...
Just teleported them back with him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love that his parents are just like, oh shit, he probably didn't pay for these. Like, that's their biggest response. Not
he's psychic, obviously, because he can do this.
Right.
But also, should we,
let's go back tomorrow and make sure we pay for all this.
Right. Should we actually think about the broad implications of the idea that our kid has psychic powers?
Our little Johnny's just special. Yeah.
Like we don't have to contact the government or hospitals or anything like that. No.
Not needed. Also, I gotta say, I love that he's like, all right, I'm keeping my powers a secret. Well, he's got antenna sticking out of his head. Now, granted,
that people might not see that. That might be a special thing that only he can see. We don't know. That might be for us, the audience.
That's possible.
Yeah.
But I also like to think
that most people probably don't come close enough to where they're like boing boing, and like,
sure.
touch it.
Yeah, they might just think he's maybe a little bit chuny or something. But given the fact that the characters in this world are all over the place, it might just be that that's not the weirdest thing that people see. It's just like, oh, you've got antenna, cool. Yeah. That's fair.
I mean, one of the things that's rather funny about his design in general is that he says, like, I don't want to stand out. And that's a hilarious joke because his pink hair and an antenna on his head. Yep. He stands out like a fucking sore thumb. Like
are you surprised when best boy Nendo is like, wait, I think I saw my friend.
I think I saw my pal. The way he says pal, too.
His whole neck just twists.
And then Teruhashi comes around the other side. Teruhashi.
I'm sure there are going to be many wonderful characters that are introduced in this show.
Oh, yes.
But it's already decided Nendo is the best.
Nendo is the best, and I'm pretty sure that's Jotaro's voice. I'm pretty sure that's Jotaro's voice.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Like, they made even a Jotaro reference in the fucking episode.
Yeah, and there's a part of me that wonders, because of the fact that they did a JoJo's reference in the very first episode, if the Chuny guy is actually like a Gintama reference or something, because I don't know really anything about Gintama, right? But I know that the main character has a hairstyle and color that looks
very similar,
shockingly similar to that.
Could be,
could just be another person with anime hair and stuff, and because he's Chuny, of course he, spruces things up.
And his hair is obviously dyed,
I mean, no. It's a manifestation of his internal
desire,
powers.
Right.
Yeah. As the jet black wings.
The jet black wings. Yep.
Yeah. And the is important. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But also the fact that Saiki actually made him think that he had psychic powers for a second. That you can't take that back.
The genie is out of the bottle.
Yeah, the Chuny is out of the bottle, exactly, yeah.
You're a psychic, you're not a time manipulator. You can't go back and undo anything.
I mean, maybe he could try and wipe the dude's memory of that, but
yeah, so far as telepathy is just telepathy, though.
Right, everything that kid has revolved his life around has just been basically vindicated and confirmed, right? So he is going to hold on to that memory like the kid who did the worm in junior high. Like
Yeah,
you know.
the unfortunate thing is that he's going to go home and do all kinds of stuff in front of the mirror and stuff, and nothing's going to happen. So
Right. So he'll just be like, okay, I need to just figure out how to reawaken
he'll start a training arc, and that'll just be going on in the background
Yep,
for the rest
yep.
of the show. But that's just one of the characters. So Nendo, bless his dumbass himbo heart. I love these types of character stereotypes in anime specifically. Anytime you get a lovable thug type kind of delinquent character who basically has like the really obtuse haircut, you know, it's like
and a butt on his chin.
He literally has the butt chin. So yes, I love that. But then, okay, he's so simple in the way that he thinks about this here. That he's just like, no, sorry, he doesn't think. the way that he acts and does things, that he sees any kind of pattern and he immediately thinks, doesn't think. He immediately says that this is the pattern, that makes sense. This is absolutely what's going on here. And the way that that's spilled over to the point where Saiki K deduces that he is the most dangerous person in this entire thing. Not just because he is immune to your telepathy, but there's 2 or 3 or 4 different layers to this. First one, you can't sense his presence.
Right.
Because if he can't hear his thoughts, he can't tell when he's in proximity to him.
Yep.
Second thing is, because he doesn't think, he can't predict
what he's going to do.
Yep. And thus he will say and do things that don't make sense.
Nope.
Third, because he doesn't think about things, the logic processes that he can use to manipulate people down paths that keep them directed away from him also don't work.
Apply. Yeah.
Just don't apply.
Yep.
Then, I think even maybe the fourth and final layer of this is that he genuinely cares about him, but he doesn't know why.
Which means that he's actually going to be around you a lot.
A lot, yes.
You can't just avoid him because he will break his neck to be like, oh, my buddy's over there.
Yeah, which means Nendo will be the first person to figure out that he has psychic powers.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone figures it out.
And if he figures it out, he'll be like, oh, shit, dude, you have psychic powers.
Right, he'll immediately be correct, and they'll be like, that is clearly psychic powers. I saw that on, insert, the magnificent Marvo,
Exactly, yeah. Also, wait a minute, hold on. Did we get a mistake this episode? When he thought he saw his buddy, did he say that out loud? Or did the show have him
What are you talking about? He only speaks when he's about to think. He just literally starts talking.
Yeah, okay.
That's why when he goes over to help the kid that collapsed, he just speaks all this shit to him because it's stuff that would be in here, but he can't.
Yep.
Oh no, this is sad actually.
What?
Oh, you know what? He is undiagnosed Tourette's. That's the issue. So he just doesn't think. He's just constantly speaking, maybe.
Or undiagnosed Luffy. I'm not sure which. It's one of those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. But I
Justice
love
for Nendo!
That's right.
Nendo is our favorite character immediately.
Yep.
Oh, I love him.
But while we've talked about favorite characters, let's talk about
Worst girl.
Worst girl.
Yes.
The piece of work herself.
I love that episode 1, they're already giving us worst girl here.
Yep.
I mean, she's
a normal,
gorgeous and
right.
wonderful.
And they literally had her glowing when she was walking around. Whether that's
her
just
psychic power, if you will,
or just her own perception of herself, or who knows, right? She's just actually that gorgeous that she glows. But the fact that we had her say, "Ah, yes," a regular girl would have said, "Go back to the pig pen and find a nice pig," Now, but I'm a nice girl, so I won't say that.
Now, she basically admitted to the audience that when a man of lower value deems to come to her with an approach of some sort,
right,
she basically be like, "Get back, you pig fucker!" That's basically her normal response.
Yep.
She's like, "No, but I'm nice. I
oh my God,
this is."
I love this because
oh my god,
like as far as again, like okay, yeah, if you have a psychic, being able to hear people's thoughts, that is a fantastic way to be able to characterize them aggressively and quickly.
Right.
But two,
contradictions as well.
Contradictions for sure.
Yeah.
But also just maybe a little bit of that like a lot of people give themselves way too much credit.
Yeah,
and the thing is that a lot of people's internal thoughts don't always necessarily match up with the things that they put out on the outside. Right?
Always. I would say almost always.
But it can get real nasty in there. And, And I am very much a proponent of keeping things clean and well maintained on the inside in there, you know, and so having a character like this introduced in the first episode of the show, I feel like is just a wonderful little like bit of comedy, but like the best comedy gets at stuff that's like too real, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I want to have like a graph for this show where we have the looks like they could kill you or
would actually
kill you, and then the looks like a cinnamon roll and is actually a cinnamon roll kind of thing. I'm going to add a third thing into this mix here. It's the looks like a dumbass is actually a dumbass, basically. So
Nendo is on both of those.
No.
Actually, a dumbass.
No. See, this is the thing. Is he more of a dumbass or a cinnamon roll, though?
I mean, he's totally a cinnamon roll as well.
Yeah. I would say looks like a dumbass, like acts like a dumbass, basically puts out there, but is actually a cinnamon roll. Like, is actually a cinnamon roll.
All right.
The thing is that there is nothing. This is the point, though. This is the reason why Nendo is so powerful. We actually don't know who he is internally, because everything that he is external.
No, it's because he has achieved true Zen and Nirvana.
Right.
And now his internals have fused with his externals, and it is all the one thing. Yes.
All is one. One is all. Yeah.
That's right. We straight up had some Fullmetal Alchemist stuff here too, of like nothing can be gained without something being taken away. And it's like, okay, with your psychic powers of teleportation and precognition and shit like that, all right, what is it? Well, my ability to, achieve things. Have a sense of achievement.
Or being surprised by anything.
You're right. Yeah, surprise birthdays? Nope. Yeah, of course this character would have the most stoic and, expressionless exterior.
Nothing phases them.
Nothing phases him at all.
Life is boring.
Yep, apathy to the nines. Okay.
And yet he's a good person. He somehow didn't fall to the dark side.
Right. Too much. He dabbles maybe a little bit here and there.
No, like he has not used his powers in a way that I would say is like even remotely
No. Melting the thermometer to get the kid sent off to the hospital because he had a fever of 92 degrees Celsius or something.
I mean, yeah, that's not that bad, but
right, it's dabbles, it's
sure
the way that regular people dabble, yeah, because not everyone can be Nendo.
No,
let's be real.
No,
yeah,
and not everyone can be those parents. Where they just vent out all their actual frustrations while still feeling inside that they actually love each other.
I am so glad that we got to see it resolve in that way, because that would have actually been something that would have like bothered me, of just like, this isn't funny anymore. This is just now uncomfortable. Like, oh God, no, please tell us that I'm not just gonna have to see these people just going.
No, that might be their shtick, though.
No, I think that's gonna be their shtick, but because we kind of know that that's their shtick, and we can interpret some of the reasons for how things got this messed up, that is a way that I'll be able to, have it be a lot funnier than just
that's what every character in this show is already. They're walking contradictions.
Yep.
They're all absolutely desynchronized from their internal worlds.
Yep.
Unless they're Nendo.
Right.
Because Nendo
doesn't
have an internal world. All us introverts with like anxiety and like, analysis paralysis, and
Nendo is our paragon god.
Nendo is the god that we look up to, and we're like, let me become you.
I'll take the butt chin. I don't care. But
I will lose all my intelligence. Like I don't even care. Like please let me just overcome this.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.